Yo, yo, yo. All right, welcome to Low Radio,
That's a
episode 2. If you tuned in to our last episode, we apologize again for the inability to even finish it because people were jamming out right next to us. But there's nothing that's going to pop up today for this episode, so I'm happy about that. Shout out to WMUC for helping me out with that situation. But, yeah, who am I here with today?
Bugg, aka Daryn.
I'm tall and I run the accounts Incomplete Cipher and Soundfind.
Incomplete Cipher and Soundfind, and also Bugg here. What he does, because he didn't mention what he does. Well, he just did something. He did a little set for me. You know, Tim wasn't able to do. Yeah, Tim wasn't able to fill in his show, so had to showcase some cool talent that I know, because we can't let good air go to waste. But yeah, what's up? How y'all feeling today?
Feeling good, bro. Feeling good. It's a beautiful day out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so hot. It's a little too hot.
I disagree.
How'd you feel about your set?
For when I started making it and for how much of it was improvised, I feel very good about it.
Okay.
I had fun. That's the most important part.
That's all that matters. I appreciate anyone who was here during the time it was playing, because, asked people to tune in a little earlier than usual. But Tall, man of the hour, how you doing?
Man of the hour. I'm doing all right. I mean, I feel like there's nothing that really necessitates man of the hour going on right now.
No, because you're the special guest. We're talking about what you have going on, talking about the organization you have. So of course, this hour is going to be dedicated to whatever we want to talk about, and
Appreciate
of course
it.
introduce you to all the different platforms who might be tuning in. So music, that's what I think about when I first hear Tall, because when I met him, it was at a hardcore show at the Rhizome, right? That's where I first met you. Yeah, man, yo, networked all of us together, and then you introduced me as someone's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to throw shows in DC, and I was like, oh okay, I thought you were from the DMV area, and then you told me you are from GW, right?
Yeah, but I'm from Jersey, like originally.
Okay.
I'm from New Jersey.
What's your background in music?
Bro, I played drums in middle school. I kind of signed up, I think, on a whim because my uncle plays drums. So it was just like, I really wanted to be like him because I fuck with that dude. But then, I don't know, I didn't really have the work ethic for it, I feel like. I also was really into soccer. So I was just like, eventually, early in high school, I just consolidated and I was like, nah, I'm done playing drums. But then I got like actually into music. I wasn't really into music like while I actually played drums. And then I like got like really deep into like the online music space and all that.
What was a particular artist that really got you like looking into music as, okay, it's just not something that you have in the background, it's like something I should pay more attention to?
Yeah, low-key Chance the Rapper, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Like, I really, really fuck with Chance the Rapper. Like, acid rap was really big for me. I don't know, that project,
Great tape.
it was so interesting, and it was, like, socially conscious, which I had, like, kind of never really picked up in other music, because I just, like, listened to whatever was popular, and I was, like, in a political mood, so I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, I think people around our age were introduced to Chance through acid rap and not like Coloring Book or that last album he dropped. But yeah, I do feel like people our age have that stronger connection with him because like we were young as hell listening to his experience in Chicago as like a hippie with like live instruments. I forgot I think it was the Justice League who produced a good amount of that album.
Justice League produced a lot of acid rap?
I think so.
Really?
I'll have to double check
think I
that.
knew that.
I don't have an assistant who could.
Because I usually think of them with like Rick Ross and like the
Rick
really
Ross.
hard like kind of Just Blaze type shit. So
it was hip hop that really got you like.
yeah. I guess I don't even remember if I had like Spotify or any like music app until I was like in 7th grade. And I know a bunch of people that were like on that shit when they were like 8, 9, 10, just like bumping like fucking Radiohead when they were 11 years old. Like I was not like that, bro. Radiohead was like such a funny thing for 11-year-olds to be into. But yeah, I don't know. I was really into like hip hop early. That was a really easy thing for me to get into.
Okay, so like 7th grade, you were into hip hop. It was acid rap that really got you into it. Like any other artist in his like contemporary that?
I was really into Saba.
Yeah.
I was really into No Name early on. I was really into Smino. But then like past that, like Kendrick and like J. Cole and Drake and like Tyler, the Creator, and all that.
Yeah, so how about taking that passion for music into social media through making posts and talking about what you like?
I don't know, it kind of happened organically. Like I was really into soccer, so I had this random Instagram account where I posted about just like random soccer stuff, and I somehow grew it to 20,000 followers, which was like so super random. And then this like one like Kendrick Lamar J. Cole fan page DM'd me out of nowhere, and he was like, because I followed him, I guess, and he was like, "Yo, you want to help me run this?" And I was like, "Okay." I started.
And this was with the soccer account?
No, this is like, yeah, when he found me through that.
Okay.
Yeah, but this was a separate account, and then I just like helped him out. We had 30,000 followers eventually, and he hadn't really done much.
So you carried.
I took over, and he like he left. He was like, "Yeah, no, it's cool. You can have the account." And then I tried to like start making it serious, because then I got into like the actual like music community, and I was like, "This is kind of corny." I realized very quickly that it was corny, but I was just like, it was so wholesome and like organic that like I liked those artists legitimately and like wanted to talk about them. But now I'm just like in a very different place, you know.
Completely agree with you in that sense, because I used to be in the Instagram communities. I'm glad I never made it to like hip hop Twitter or like anything with
God.
TikTok.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Twitter's dangerous.
I was not on hip hop Twitter.
I was definitely in the Instagram communities too. Like when we first met, I was like, okay, you into music, and then I looked at the mutuals like, oh no, he's really into music, because
No.
he was following like certain like little micro influencers within the music community, and like that's how certain stuff blows up. Like you were talking about like Sloss and Malone. Like you were in a community where Sloss and Malone was really favored, and then
yeah. I maintain to this day that like the Sloss and Malone come up was really fueled by a bunch of like nerdy kids on hip hop Instagram that like absolutely just pushed that shit everywhere. Was like, please listen to this. Like I remember Dane McIntosh. I was telling Chris earlier, this dude Dane McIntosh said that it was the greatest album of all time, and he was like, after it came out, and he was like a very respected like writer and reviewer, and like within a circle of like 15-year-olds, right? And so we were like, holy shit, this is crazy. And then like I remember people like hitting up Anthony Fantano, and like really made him like review that album, and then a lot of it just like spiraled from there.
That is the most music thing, saying you hit up Anthony Fantano.
And there was a concerted effort to like hit up Pitchfork journalists as well, and like just like push it within a certain sphere of the online music community.
I mean, but that's
a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's dope, because like he was on the cover of ID. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And like he's touring, he's doing some crazy cool performance art, and that's how me and Daryn met. And you were deep into music from, I'm guessing, like what you told me from what I remember. You could correct me, but like from a TikTok community.
Yeah, I remember seeing these things on TikTok called Topsters. Basically, it's like a big list of like 100 just album covers in order, people's favorites, and I started like seeing repeats, and I was like, what are these covers? I've never seen these before. And then from there, I just started making hella friends on TikTok, getting involved in like just music recommendations everywhere. Started binging albums, like 10 albums a day for like a month.
I was on that too at a certain point.
Yeah.
I was on that too during COVID, when I was like I was having a lot of health issues. I was on that.
Oh yeah, COVID definitely made people really mess with music. Yeah, you go to GW. So how do you like the DMV area so far? Like tell me about like the difference between Jersey and the DMV.
Well, the part of Jersey that I'm from is like really, really north, as close as you can basically be to New York City. So it's like very much so a suburb of New York.
Okay.
So it's a commuter town. Everyone's parents work in the city. So do mine.
How long would that commute be?
It depends on where you're going, but if you're going like over the GW bridge to get into Washington Heights, it's like 15 minutes. So my high school, we're the Highwaymen. It's like our name. It's because we live on the highway that goes right to the city. So we literally can't escape that like shadow. So I went to New York a lot growing up.
Yeah, is that why on the page for Soundfind it says DC/NYC? You got people in New York, or is that also?
Yeah. So it's my homie Ali is in New York, and he's on the team and helping out and contributing. And I'm there sometimes, but I don't jack that I'm from New York, generally speaking. But I say that like the brand generally operates in New Jersey, DC, and the city, because we're throwing events in the city this summer. At least we're trying to. We're in the process, like the planning stage. So it's gonna be New York stuff too.
Talk about your team. Tell me how you were able to bring them on, and like did you know them from the community, or like you knew them in person? Y'all eventually met in person. Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, at a certain point, I realized that I needed help running a social media account because it's just really hard and taxing, and it's really easy to burn out. And so the first person I brought in was my homie Noah, he just graduated from American in DC, and I knew him from a trip we went on in South Africa in 2018. So that dude started helping me out because I really respected his taste and stuff. But when I first started doing it this past summer, because the account had been disabled for like 4 years, when I first brought it back this summer, I had no idea what I was doing because I was still in 2018.
So you went back. The page was inactive for how long?
From 2019 to 2023.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, and then I had when I disabled it in 2019, like I think I had like 35,000 followers or something. In mid 2019, I was just like going through a really hard like health crisis, so I had to just cut it all off. And the other account too, the Incomplete Cypher one. Yeah, that one had like around 20,000 followers at the time and like a different audience.
And what was that page for originally?
Well, it was the soccer page.
Oh, so that was the soccer page. Yeah, it
was the soccer page.
Okay.
And then eventually just became a meme page. Like I was posting music memes for a while, and I'd make like original content too. Like I'd make like my own music memes or whatever.
So many followers off the meme.
Oh pages. Yeah, 100%. I got a bunch of people off of that, and then it became kind of an archive page.
But what's y'all favorite music meme page?
Ooh.
Damn, there's so many.
I might have to go with who's Karsten Kroneg's? I think it's some fashion brand. It's not the Comme des Garçons one. It's the I'm gonna figure it out.
Maybe Telfar?
No. I don't know if it was Rick Owens or anything like that.
Oh.
But
I feel like I think of the okayest computer. I fuck with that. I'm sorry.
I love the okayest computer.
I mess with that dude. He's great. It's a dope account.
Yeah.
And then there's who else?
Academics Hairline follows you, right?
Yeah. Oh, I used to be friends with those dudes.
Used to be friends with the account.
TK's intern and DJ Academics Hairline, which are like
DJ Academics
two random like academics goons that now just like post memes.
Academics has an insane fan base.
Yeah, but they're not even fans anymore. It's just a user.
They just love consuming his clips.
Yeah, I don't even think someone like DJ Academics Hairline even posts about him anymore. I think he's just on memes. He's just a meme like page with the name. Music. But he used to feel like post about him. But at this point, I think it's so interesting to see how these pages grow and like the admins grow up and change. A lot of these pages, especially the meme pages, were started by like kids like me when I was 15. And like then they just like their tastes get more refined. They become like they mature as people, and then they're like, wait, what am I doing? And their content changes. I find that like that microcosm super fascinating.
Can't make jokes forever.
True.
And can't make music reviews forever, because I used to be one of those people, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I used to do posts and be like, I think this album's a 9 out of 10.
9.5.
I wish I could go back in time and just find Chris in like 9th grade and just smack him in the back of the head.
Well, what else was there to do? You know?
That is true, though. That is true.
If you just really liked music.
I think the cringe I have in my past is also my takes from the past too. I had some insane takes.
I don't really regret any of. Wait. I used to defend Logic a lot. If you have defended Logic, I would understand, because that's how many rappers does Maryland have? I mean, like.
Yeah. Well, now I feel like.
There's a bunch of cool ones.
Do we even like consider him a Maryland? Like no disrespect.
Yeah, he always is like, I'm from Gaithersburg.
But like, it's like, I could bring up another artist and a lot more people would like from the DMV area would like perk their head up because like, oh yeah, he's from the area.
Yeah.
You could say that with Brent.
That's true.
You could say that with Junie. You could say that with like a lot of other people.
Technically, you could say that with Peggy. He's from Brooklyn, but he claims Baltimore.
He does claim Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
I went to Baltimore and I felt the JPEG Mafia energy. I was like, I get it now. It was just such an interesting place. I was like, I can see how it can make that man the way he is.
And Tokyo shaped him hella.
Oh yeah, with all those weird samples and stuff.
Yeah.
Are you into his early stuff?
Oh yeah.
The Devon Hendricks stuff?
Yeah, Devon Hendricks guy, yeah. He like started Vaporwave, like.
I mean, he did it. I don't know how influential he was, but he was really early on it.
Yeah, I have no idea how influential, because Chuck Person kind of coined Vaporwave after that, but he like dates it even earlier.
And now it's like George Clanton. That's like,
oh my God.
Bro, that's how
George Clanton.
That's like the third time I bumped into you. That was at the George Clinton concert.
Yeah, we went to the George Clinton concert and Death Dynamic Shroud opened.
Oh my.
It was a very who's who of vaporwave. It felt like that was the scene
agree.
the scene passed by DC for a second, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an interesting crowd too.
It was an interesting crowd.
But the 930 Club will always have my heart.
I love that.
Oh, 100%. Best DC venue easily, right?
Yeah. I think it's perfect size.
Yeah.
It's perfect size for like the type of artist
good
that
acts
we like.
too.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to a Hot Chip DJ set at
930 Club.
and I love Hot Chip and I love their music, so I'm very interested in what their DJ set would be.
Bro, the press pit at the 930 Club gives me like 2 millimeters of space, and they do their best to give as much space to the crowd, and like the seating upstairs is really chill too. Oh my goodness,
It's just a dope venue.
yeah. Like, what's second best venue?
Songbird.
Songbird.
I don't know. I feel.
I like the
Songbird
acts
gives
that they
me-
get.
yeah, the acts probably, yeah.
You can see Slauson
Yeah.
Malone at Songbird, like that's dope.
Yeah,
to
but
me.
that's when I would argue Pie Shop is better because
True,
their
true.
pie is also insanely delicious. Sweet potato pie at Pie Shop.
Pie
Changed my
Shop is
life.
dope. I've been trying to do an event at Pie Shop for a minute.
I want to do an event at the Rhizome one day. The Rhizome's my.
I tried to do that too, and they are volunteer run, so they were not responding to my emails. And I kept DMing them, and they were like, "We're so sorry, we're volunteer run, so we can't necessarily get to everything." And I was like, "Okay."
Rhizome's the best for hardcore shows, man. I feel like that's like one of the purest things you could get in DC musically is a hardcore show at the Rhizome.
That was
Oh
fun.
my goodness. Yeah.
That was when I met you. That was really fun.
Do you have you been to other hardcore shows before that?
Yeah. In DC, I've been
In
to only like
DC?
I think one or two.
You went to a few in Jersey?
Yeah, I've been to one in
Okay.
Jersey. Yeah, but there is a good hardcore scene in Jersey. It's known.
Oh yeah.
It's
most
known to have an
definitely.
interesting scene there because Jersey's always had like interesting underground rock music.
You know who I slept on? I sleep on Richmond.
Richmond,
Virginia.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard about the Richmond scene. I forget who was telling me.
I didn't
about
even
that
know
the other
Lil
day. Oh,
Ugly
Kayla.
Mane. Lil
Kayla was
Ugly
telling
Mane
me.
is from Richmond.
He's from Richmond.
Yes,
Look-
D'Angelo's from Richmond.
I didn't know that.
Lil Ugly Mane makes sense.
Yeah, he's
Black
very.
Cray.
Black
Black
Cray's
Chris
from Richmond.
Yes.
Oh my
Dude.
god. Oh my god.
He's so influential, man. It's
Like,
wild.
arguably one of the like cloud rap would not exist.
Yeah.
So much rap would not exist without.
It's
Black
telling when all the new guys like Xavier Obsessed and like Netspend are like
Cray. Yeah.
black hair, and so also with the like Drain Gang fans.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a multiple communities that he's just like he's got his tendrils in.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like he was on that new Lyrical Lemonade album too. Which
Yeah.
is like it's cool that man Cole Bennett could put like a whole bunch of different like he put Eminem and Black Cray on the same album. That is insane.
That is wild. And Tizo Touchdown.
But Tizo Touchdown's literally
He's
everywhere.
he's
bro.
everywhere.
Oh yeah,
right
of
now.
course he is.
Tizo Touchdown is literally everywhere. Like his catalog is like 50 albums from this one clip that I've seen. I don't know if that's true.
There is a lot of
Like-
stuff, and he completely wiped it and is like a new artist.
That's probably why you can't really find it on his Spotify.
Yeah,
He
no,
has
he's
the archive.
he's had a
bro.
crazy career because he's been around for a minute,
Mhm.
like since like 2015. Just like always friends with like industry people, like very early, like really tight with Trippie Redd and stuff.
Mhm.
He was like in all those Montreality videos in the background, but he kept like not being able to come up entirely, just like as an artist himself.
Mhm.
And then he eventually connected with the right people that like gave him a good image, and he got a new name and like now is being pushed really hard by the industry. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's super talented. I didn't really love his new album, but I think
me neither.
I think he's a talented guy. That album was a mixed bag though, for sure.
Thing about Tizo is every single friend of mine who's had an interaction with him, he always lets a whole picture happen, or he lets someone like record him. Like he
Mhm.
always interacts with his fans. He's everywhere.
He seems like a lovely guy.
Yeah. Like my friend recorded him with a PS Vita. And like he was like, "Oh yeah, that's tough."
Yeah. No, he seems like a really down to earth guy. Does a lot of interviews. Is very
Like he would
lovely
definitely do
and-
an interview if you just asked him.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's big enough that I definitely have to go through back channels. But I know some people that have interviewed him. Like
Yeah.
Annabelle Klein is really tight with him. She did a cool interview with him as well. She loves that album too. I'm like, I was with her and this dude Sam who is on Visa's management. Not to like name drop, but like it was really interesting to hear them like actually argue about whether shit was trash because now they're actual tastemakers that have influence, you know, and like their opinions are just like they hold weight for some reason. And Sam was just like, I don't know how you mess with that Tizo album, Annabelle. And she was like, that shit's sick. And I was just like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Who have you interviewed so far?
formally only like Femdot
Mm-hmm.
and Saba, and
Sabo was one of your like one of those people that you were like really into back then. Was it?
yeah,
Sabo?
yeah, I
Okay.
was
So it was
actually.
full circle moment.
It was pretty full circle, yeah. And then I interviewed Stoic, a producer out in New York, who's been working with like CJ Fly and Jev, if you know him.
Dang, CJ
Mick
Fly just took me
Jenkins.
back.
Yeah, bro. CJ's still doing really cool stuff.
Yeah, I should probably tap in. But
I for a minute there I was DJing their album release party and I played Real N-Words by the Diplomats, and CJ was so drunk and he looked at me and he was like, "That's crazy, that's crazy." And it was the most I felt gassed up like in my entire life.
this was in New York.
Yeah, this is in New York. Because I was like, I listened to 1999 when I was like first getting into rap music.
1999 was also one of those
Yeah.
albums. It was Acid Rap,
Yeah,
1999.
no, I agree. I forgot that one, yeah.
And then like maybe like, I don't know, like Good Kid, Mad City or something
Yeah,
like that.
true. Yeah, and so I don't know. I listened to it a lot.
Mm-hmm. CJ Fly is still in New York. Like, what type of music is he doing now?
Still like boom bap, still
Okay.
boom bap revivalism, but he's kind of gone into different crews. Like Pro Era, he's on 1999 like the most out of anyone. So he was kind of like one of my personal favorites from them. But I feel like their relevance kind of dipped in the mid 2010s a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like Joey kind of became a superstar with like his album All American Badass being like having a pop crossover and him like acting in Mr. Robot. And I feel like they kind of got left behind a little bit. With varying degrees of success, but now some of them are I think organizing and using their industry connections to get their just due. So CJ's like been doing a lot of collaborations with some interesting up and coming artists as well.
And Chuck Strangers. I've seen Chuck Strangers have like a few production credits too.
Yeah,
Like,
Chuck just dropped a song with The
interesting.
Alchemist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, yeah.
He's super well connected. He dropped an album with The Alchemist, or a song with The Alchemist, and he's been like he was the two features on Ka. You know Ka, the rapper.
Yeah, I
Ka?
love Ka.
Yeah, Ka's like my goat, but he was the only two features on one of Ka's last albums, which is like a huge cosign to me.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
if Ka's really liking Chuck Strangers like that and wanting to work with him, then I got to dive into his stuff more. And he's been putting out really like good stuff lately.
Yeah, Ka is powerful when he's solo. Like that first album, Honor Killed the Samurai,
Mhm.
that changed my whole view on like the like super poetic, lyrical type rap. Like
Mhm.
his rhymes are like some of the craziest I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's Mavi has that line where he says that his songs are the kind you got to read, but Ka's are legitimately the kind you have to read.
You have to follow.
He has this one album called Orpheus versus the Sirens from 2017, and it's a collab album with this artist Preservation, and they go by the group name Hermit and the Recluse, and it's the whole album about Greek mythology and comparing it to street life, and so that's like the metaphor for the whole album, and they'll say things like just crazy uses of like the Minotaur, or like he said, "I told son won't be fooled by no one," like the Cyclops. And in Greek mythology, like the Cyclops was fooled by a guy saying his name was no one. And so it's just like all things like that you just like it registers and you're like, wow,
That's crazy.
yeah, he's kind of goated. I could talk about this all day.
Speaking of music, I mean, that's all we've been talking about. Is there a particular song you want to play for a break?
Yeah, Portraits of Tracy. You got to play a song by them because they're incredible.
Which song?
It's AE and it should come up. I forget I don't know how to pronounce it.
Atrium.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one.
Make sure no ass pull up. All right, y'all. This is going to be Portraits of Tracy Adernum. I don't know, but this is a recommendation from Tall. We'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Just look how you caught me. See me back in high school, emotion stress haunted. Crowd jumping out, this motherfucker so daunting. Crown me king when I did my own thing. Niggas couldn't really see. Lens blurry, not a mean killer furry. Nigga now touring, man, the world better hurry. Tapping in the back like I was sponsored by Ziploc. Niggas faint cry, got them screaming, yeah, that shit's hot. J-U-N, motherfucking I-E. I'm my household name, no Johnson or S-C. No niggas to back me, he popping like acne. Stage diving up in Swedish, shout out to my niggas still getting corny. No wonder you can't get to him. Got them taking CDs back, no case and no receipt to him. 1989, like a ride, bringing heat to him. Look into my eyes as I rise out the sheet music. If you could run, would you do it now? Could it be done? Would you prove them wrong? Silence with screams, I know you ask for help. But do your own thing, you know they'll figure it out. And that's what you told me. That's okay, but no one could hold me. I love you, shit. It took a little while to realize that never is forever, unless you doing time, that is. Man, look at how the motherfucking crime rate is. Niggas like me grew up really thieving this shit. Yes, sirree. I associate myself with the group. Desperate, young and dumb, black boy, point to prove. Never thought, aim to shoot. Nappy hair, new suit. Got the motherfucking cops looking like who is you. Profile, that's really how to get you. Stress going so high, almost for the switch up. Don't really care if you let a fucking dark skin it. All my niggas is my niggas, fucking all let's rock with it. Profile, that's really how to get you. Stress going so high, almost for the switch up. Don't really care if you let a fucking dark skin it. All my niggas is my niggas, fucking all let's rock with it. Profile, that's really how to get you. Stress going so high. I think all my niggas is my niggas, can we rock with it? You left your mom behind. I know you left your mom behind.
Nah, that was dope. That was dope. Tell me a little bit about that artist.
Portraits of Tracy. They're from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Mm-hmm. They're very young. I don't know if they're... Oh, sorry. I don't know if they're 18 or 19 or 20. Mm-hmm. But somewhere in that age range. And they're just like produced that, sang, rapped, like multifaceted artists. And I just think they're incredible.
Those synths were crazy.
That was beautiful. Crazy. Oh my God.
You do a lot of synthesis,
yeah,
though, right?
A lot of electronic stuff.
Okay, tell me about that process.
Yeah, I mean, it started with like, cracking like plugins like Serum and all these like synth like knockoffs like turned into digital plugins, like VSTs. But then like my friend David, he got me into like modular synthesis and like real like hardware synths. And now I'm like, that's like the number one thing I'm investing in is like real analog and like hybrid digital synths. I'm getting a granular synthesizer soon. I just like interesting electronic unique sounds. Like sound design has endless possibilities.
Man, you gotta put me on to some good sound designs, especially some organs, some synth organs.
Ooh.
Oof. Synth organs are my favorite.
I love gospel music too. The organs are a huge inspiration for like chord progressions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah. Synth organs and just like pads that go above them.
Gorgeous.
Just gorgeous. And that's sort of, I didn't hear synth organs particularly on that track, but like the pads were insane.
I mean, there was natural instruments, like digital.
Layering.
They were just blending together.
They're very much so a prodigy. I feel like it's been really nice to see their come up. But they're just so incredible. And from what I've understood, also a really nice person, which is always nice to hear.
Politics. Politics play a big role in your music taste now, right?
I don't think so. I think it plays a role in how I consume the music, but not in what I choose to listen to, because I'm not trying to be in like a box or I try to listen to like just everything. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, because you were texting me earlier. You want to discuss like, how your personal politics like influence your music taste, not your music, but your music taste and everything like that. How do you ensure like that's sort of like represented through the posts that you guys make?
Yeah, well, I guess when I think of some of my favorite music, I do think of political works that it kind of transcend. It shows what the possibility of music, I guess, as like an art form that can make change. And so I think like it's very cliche, but like something like To Pimp a Butterfly or Negro by Pink Sifu, like those really, when it comes to rap music especially, that's when, because I think that genre of music has so much potential to be socially conscious. But in terms of how we do stuff at Soundfind, it's just about being political, but not doing it in a way that's like dogmatic or in people's faces. So talking about trans artists is like kind of political. It's a little progressive, I guess, because most places don't talk about trans artists. So and talk about them openly as like non-binary, gender fluid, like, and especially when it comes to intersectionality between like disabled trans artists that are trying to make music, like what label is looking for someone that has issues getting to venues? They're not. They want something that is beautiful and in the conventional way and polished and can get up on stage and do their thing. So definitely trying to, as a media member, push artists that maybe otherwise wouldn't get pushed is something that we want to do.
Now, if let's say I was someone who followed you since like the J. Cole fan page, like, would you think a lot of the original followers you had when you had that big bump are still rocking with you and rocking with like a lot of the stuff that you post?
I honestly don't know, because the account was disabled for like 4 years. And when you turn it back on, everyone's like, wait, what is this? What am I following? I haven't seen this in a while. Most of them don't remember it. So a lot of unfollows. And so it's been a lot of stagnation, but the account has grown to like 50K at this point. But a lot of people are still unfollowing every day, because that's just how social media works. And still, it's a very different than what it used to be. I'd hope that if they were aware of me and are aware of me now and could actively make a choice, they'd choose to stick around. Because, I don't know, I mean, Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole are conscious rappers. It's not too far from that. Yeah. It's more intentionally conscious, though. It's like talking about class issues in the form of labor in the entertainment industry, and talking about queer artists, like I said, or like I've been looking for a way to incorporate sustainability into my platform. I don't know in what form yet, but it's like subtly pushing my values, I guess.
That's crucial.
Yeah, it is.
Do you allow promo? Like, do people hit you up for promo, and like, is that like a service that y'all do? People
do hit me up for promos, and mostly for like just like push their music. I did it a bunch in like 2018, 2019. Rod Wave paid me $50 once, and the post got like 100K views, so that was quite nice. That was like,
you made Rod Wave, bro.
Yeah, it was me. It was me. What can I say? No, I think at that time, like artist managers were just hitting up all types of pages like me. Can we get a video up? and it's just like you saturate the industry, and then you just like remember, oh, I've been broke so many times, and then everyone just remembers that. But nowadays we don't do promos.
That one guy Snot who was on every single meme page.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
What about
that's
Dax?
Oh, stop.
Dax.
Bruh.
IDK.
Dax was everywhere.
I don't know about ID.
He was
No pun
commenting. He was in a lot of
intended.
comment sections on Instagram pages.
IDK?
Yeah. He just used to comment IDK, and his username would be IDK.
What?
That
He
was
was
it.
one of those guys.
That was the come up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Raw wave for $50.
Yeah, man. I won, bro. It was great. I got like a lot of followers off the video too because it blew up.
What you used with that $50? What you
Probably
did
bought
that
vinyl at that time.
with? Oh.
I wasted a lot of money on vinyl in
Rod
high
Wave
school.
vinyl.
So Rod Wave paid for some of your vinyls, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's
He probably
crazy.
paid for like a random Yola Tango record or something like that.
I won't lie, getting in like having a vinyl collection in this era, like to
With
me,
inflation?
like, right now is like,
With-
all right, I'm not doing none of this ever again. Like
In Joe
I'm not-
Biden's economy, bro.
in Joe Biden's economy, like
Nah,
I'm just chilling in my basement. I look to my left, like, dang, I spent hundreds of dollars on these records that I don't even play like that.
Literally.
Yeah, but it's so nice.
Yeah.
Though.
I get them more just to have them.
Yeah,
I understand.
they're nice.
that.
They're like collectible.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. But I feel like vinyls nowadays, like you think about like Travis Scott, he sells a lot of vinyls. It's really just like a good way to boost sales and album
Yeah.
sales, like pure
Yeah.
sales. So
It's like a poster.
exactly. So it still has like
Comes with
a
a poster
merchandise, merchandise type of effect to it. But I heard they were selling the Utopia vinyls on discount for like $5 to like really boost sales.
Dang.
I gotta hit up my friend who did that. I need to see the receipt for that. But
Yeah.
vinyl now is like a commodity. Now it's
For sure.
It's not completely on some Urban Outfitter ish, but it's definitely like something like to collect. But like if I really sit back and think, dang, did I really spend all this money?
Oh my God. I have the crate sitting next to my desk in my dorm at all times. I just look over, easily $200, and I'm just like, ugh.
I'm gonna sell my collection, bro.
My friend's collection is thousands of dollars because his parents got him a Vinyl Me Please subscription, and so he gets like just multiple really rare records every month. Because you know Vinyl Me Please, you know how it works.
I do not know how that.
It's just like a monthly subscription, and you get special records that they get permission to press. So like they'll press like a 90s hip hop album like Gravedigger's 6 Feet Deep, and then they'll like, because the album cover is black and white, they'll do a black and white splattered vinyl that's like beautiful and a whole new like liner notes thing, and they just send it to you every month, something like that. So he's got really cool stuff because of that.
I'm more into tapes these days.
Really?
Yeah.
Cassettes?
Yeah, cassettes.
Yeah, that's a good aesthetic.
I'm a little bit more into that. Do I listen to them? Nah, not as much. But like, I feel like I don't know. I guess they match more like my personality. I guess
Yeah.
like with vinyl, you want more of like a warm tone
Yeah.
sound. With cassettes, you want it cold and gritty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like, I'm trying to get more metal and like hardcore
Yeah.
albums in cassette.
Yeah. If you walk around, if you're seen walking around with a Walkman, you're a whole different person. That's
made
someone.
it.
That's the one I look out
You
for.
made it. Yeah, I want to talk to you.
Literally.
I want to ask you questions.
I see. I do that in the modern day with my phone. It has everything.
Yep.
Fair
But
enough.
I do feel like when I walk down Route 1, just blasting music in my earphones, and I'm like just having fun. It would feel a lot more better for it to be a Walkman because you could like
Yeah.
physically
Hmm.
rewind and fast forward
Yeah.
the sound. But speaking of that, like, have you ever experimented with like cassettes when it came to synthesis?
No, bro. I don't. I feel like my grandpa has a lot of equipment. I've done some digging through his stuff. He's got like cassettes and stuff, but none of it I've been able to like connect to my computer and translate into like new music.
There's a good amount of like cheap stuff you could buy on Amazon. That sounds trash, but it's a good kind of trash. Like
Hmm.
Yeah.
nicely distorted. Like I've done the few like synth loops and just like put them on like a limited reel cassette and just recorded it. There's like a lot of fun stuff you can do with cassettes. And like that's another thing. I feel like vinyl you could like do some cool sample stuff. but,
Oh
like,
yeah.
there's a lot of cool things that music experimentalists do with cassettes. Like
Yeah.
just messing with the reel, reversing the sound.
I gotta get hip.
No, bro, you gotta get hip. You gotta get hip. Man, y'all watch the Grammys?
No.
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 I found out that it happened the day of. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what? Wait.
You know, I usually with award shows, I just listen to a podcast the next day, and they're just like, "This is what happened," and I'm
Yeah.
like, if I feel like there were any viral moments that I feel like I want to watch or feel obligated to watch, I'll just go on YouTube. I don't need to sit and watch a 3-hour telecast.
Yeah.
Does what podcast do you recommend listening to get
Ooh.
hip to music?
For music, I don't really listen to too many podcasts. I listen to New York Times podcast sometimes if I want to hear like what's going on in popular music more, because they're usually have their finger to that pulse more than I do, because I try to be into like different scenes and stuff. So like if I want to know about like what's going on with Doja Cat or Billie Eilish or something like that. But I listen to Dylan Green Cinema Size podcast, Real Notes. He interviews underground rappers and talks to them about movies. It's really dope. So like he'll interview like Billy Woods, because he's really
I love Billy Woods.
deep with them, or just a lot of people in that New York scene, and just like talk to them about their favorite movies. That's dope. Any other music ones? Oh, NPR. The New Music Friday helps me find out what just dropped. So that's cool.
How do you have time out of the day to not only keep up with music and its trends, but like really have time to appreciate the music in the long term? Because you're going through a good amount of songs and albums. Like, does it ever get overwhelming? Do you ever get burnout?
I don't really get burnout, but I think it is a choice to listen to music that way. It is a choice for me to like really want to like listen to everything, and it does in a sense inherently take away from how much you can get into like a single piece of music if you're just like always trying to listen to new stuff, you know? But I get impatient. Like I like listening to new things and going back to some of my favorites and like rediscovering things that maybe I listened to that I didn't give enough praise, or like not even praise but enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's just sometimes I miss out, I think, because I'm not really like giving multiple listens to a project that deserves it.
That's true. Is there any like recent projects that y'all been messing with lately?
I don't know. I've kind of been lacking with the new releases. I'm like going down a hardstyle rabbit hole right now.
Oh, what rabbit hole?
Lithuanian hardstyle. Just these kids, they make the craziest sounds. Yabujin.
Sounds awesome though.
Death Soldier. Like they just have these crazy industrial style, like deep hardstyle music. Just stuff to bump.
I love niche music genres, because I've never listened to music from Lithuania.
Yeah,
so
I didn't even know
awesome.
there was like a EDM scene like that, like grungy and grimy.
Yeah,
like it's so dirty.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, I agree. I love finding those like little scenes in those European countries.
Yeah,
I was in Prague earlier or in November, and I met a couple people in like punk bands in Prague. Some people that opened up for Viagra Boys and stuff like that, and it was just like dope to hear their love for their own scene, and how it's like there's just always these scenes in different places.
Yeah,
it's always queer people too.
Oh yeah.
Enough.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised Goth Money has like a big scene overseas. Like I don't remember. I think like I don't know if it's Russia or some type of European country. Like Goth Money has an insane scene overseas, and it makes me think like we do the same thing too. Like I'm sure there's a Lithuanian. Is there a Lithuanian scene around America?
Maybe.
Probably.
I
don't know. I know like with Yabujin specifically, he's tapping into the screenagers in America right now through like
as he should,
some like digicore type stuff. Yeah.
I feel like there's always these scenes in certain cultural groups. Like when I was in New York over winter break, I went to a Yiddish New York event. They have this klezmer electric music festival called Kleztronica. And so it's like traditional Yiddish music, like Jewish Yiddish music, mixed with like psychedelia and like electronic music.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so I forget the name of some of the acts at Kleztronica, but it's just really cool to see like them keeping an aspect of Jewish culture alive but modernizing it.
Yeah.
And it also happened to be like a lot of queer people too, which is like, again, not a coincidence. So yeah, it was super fun. If I'm to the mic.
Any other niches that y'all are into that people wouldn't assume y'all are into?
Oh, sure. What would you assume that I'm into just by looking at me? I feel like maybe not hip hop. A lot of people like see me like, and the way that I present and don't expect me to like be an old head and like love like mob deep cuts. You know. You
kind of give like. I don't know. The leather jacket's making it hard for me to decide.
Yeah, that's true.
You know
that's true.
Is that a choker?
I am wearing a choker.
Yeah, that's hard to decide. I was gonna say something basic that like a good amount of people would like Tame Impala. That would be easy, but
I can see that.
With Daryn, that's gonna be hard.
Daryn, I see electronic music and hyperpop. That's
I'm definitely.
If I were to like snap judgment you, but then like getting to know you obviously. Like.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of music. I pretty much I've recently opened my doors. You know how everybody used to be like, oh yeah, I listen to everything but country, all this and that,
Bluegrass is
but
fire,
country.
bro.
Yeah, I've been deep in my country bag right now, thanks to my friends back home in Mount Airy.
I would always get
Mount Airy,
bothered.
Frederick, Maryland, dude.
Okay.
Hickville,
Hicks and Frederick, Maryland.
all over.
I mean, there's Hicks in every state.
Yeah.
Just got to go far enough. But nah, I didn't know, or not that I didn't know. I wasn't used to people being like, oh, I love all music except for country, until I got to like a high school where people were like really into hip hop and then like
Yeah.
felt the need to shit on country because it's
Yeah.
kind of like its opposite or whatever.
Yeah.
But I always find that kind of strange because I'm like, well, there's a whole genre of music.
Yeah.
There's bad stuff, obviously, like all of the stuff on the radio, but
Yeah.
country actually has some bangers.
Yeah. It's so funny because when I was like a little kid, my grandpa played me a lot of country because he met my grandma at a rodeo.
Mm.
And like I remember buying a Florida Georgia Line CD, and I was so happy. And that
Yeah.
like that pop country, I was really into that. But then like, you know, once you get into high school, I started realizing like, oh, all like the rednecks in my school, like they hated me. I didn't like them back. So I was like, you know, whatever they're into,
Yeah.
I don't like that either.
Yeah.
But then now I'm completely changing my mind. Country I tap into a whole different bag.
Any artists or like
You
any
tapped in,
subgenres?
Bluegrass subgenre
Bluegrass
for
is
sure.
wonderful. I love a good banjo, bro.
yeah.
A good banjo hit's different.
I'm trying to remember some names. I know Tyler Childers. Big into Tyler Childers right now. He's from. Oh yeah, no, he's from Kentucky. I've been listening to some Johnny Cash actually.
Always,
Yeah,
always
my roommate, shout out Dylan. He's been playing a lot of Johnny Cash
good. As
recently.
he should be. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Would y'all ever play country music at a rave though? Mr. ETV raves?
Ooh.
I mean, if it's a cool
gotta be-
remix,
yeah, it's gotta be the right remix.
It's gotta have a
'cause
I'm
BPM.
saying,
I
would
hear-
you do that?
I would.
It's
If
gotta have a
somebody
good
challenged
BPM.
me, I would. If somebody wanted to test me, I would. Cause I hear like country rhythm remixes and it just sounds goofy, but like
Yo.
there's a way you can.
like Jersey club country, banjo. No, hear me out. Hear me out.
No, you're actually right.
Banjo.
You're
Banjo
actually
with the bro. It's
You're
like
onto
it's a good
something.
crossover to bring them in. You know, bring
Yeah.
in the country. We need more. Everyone says
100%.
hip hop is dying and that dropping off on the charts. Bring in the country fans.
Yep.
Welcome. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, how about hip hop releases? Any hip hop releases y'all like heard recently? Like, dang.
I'm trying to think.
I do feel like
Yeah.
Benny
I
the
do feel
Butcher
like
dropped. It was pretty
genre's
good.
dying. I guess
He's-
like more
he's
in the
very- I
mainstream
listened to some of
space,
that
though.
Benny
Yeah,
album.
Benny dropped his Def Jam debut. It was pretty good. He's very consistent. I mean, it wasn't like any Tana Talk 3 or Plugs I Met, but
Yeah.
it's his first on a major label, and he got Lil Wayne, and like it seems like he was taking a step as far as being more accessible and not just as grimy.
I heard
Yeah.
Wayne's verse was crazy on that song he was with in the Benny Butcher song. I heard Wayne's verse was crazy.
Wayne has been very hit or miss, I feel like, in terms of his features. Like sometimes he blows them away, like on
Yeah.
Hot Wind Blows by
Because
Hot
it's his
Wind.
job.
I was
No.
just thinking about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That's like the first modern one that comes to mind. But sometimes I hear Wayne and he'll do like weird auto-tune singing stuff and like lazy slurring bars, and I'm like, bro, you're Wayne. You can do better than that.
The reason why is because they're features. So like it's a service he does. So he's just like, okay, let me just give you like a few bars. So,
Yeah.
like, let me just
Yeah.
croon on the mic and just. But like if it's an artist and like he's really in his bag, he's in his bag. It's like
Yeah.
like Tyler definitely gets him.
brings
in
it
his
out-
bag
brings it out
for
of him.
bro.
Yeah, like they definitely were in person in the studio together making that.
Yeah. Yeah. Not like
That's
communicating over.
one of the most important parts of collaborating.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not even a musician, but like the sending the verse over stuff, just
Seems so
It's
stressful.
not it.
it ain't it.
Oh,
It ain't it.
recent rap releases: Dante's Inferno by Nyante. I've been so into Nyante. He's on Mike's label, 10K.
Damn,
This
Mike
is like,
has a label now.
Mike has a label, and they're like revolutionary. I feel like they're just doing so many interesting things as far as like blending the lo-fi hip hop stuff and like the slums stuff with trap and more energetic stuff.
Like El Custo. Like he's from
they'll
the area,
they'll have
too.
like a show with like Earl and all the old heads and Alchemist, and then they'll bring out El Custo for the kids to mosh to, and then the old heads will just be in the back like looking kind of confused. Then Alchemist will come back out and play We Gonna Make It, and everyone's gonna be like, "Whoa!" But it's that balance.
That's
And
a
they're-
good cultural
I think
balance.
it's kind of beautiful, a big age range, and I think they transcend those age boundaries pretty well, and that's what I generally like. I'm very impressed by with 10K.
Dang, so the Alchemist will pull up, and then you have El Custo with some trap stuff.
Yeah.
And then
I saw them live. It was dope.
I saw Earl and the Alchemist at the Fillmore.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
you were there
I was
too.
there,
You were
yeah.
there too. That was cool. It's interesting because like every time, bro, his DJ was playing some DMV classics. The Shabazz Dolan Beats one.
Yeah, bro.
Which DJ?
Um,
Earl's DJ?
Yeah, what is his name?
Black Noise?
Yeah, Black Noise.
Black Noise has done the 2 greatest DJ sets I've ever seen in my life for
Really?
me. Yeah, one of them was in the basement of a club in New York over the summer, and he just like was playing like Rick Ross, and then going into favela funk.
He's from New York, right?
No, he's from Detroit.
Oh,
he's associated with Bruiser Brigade and Danny Brown's crew and stuff. But he's Earl's DJ, and then he DJs around in a lot of like, he does Detroit techno stuff. Like he's so dope.
He was playing some go-go. He was playing some.
He knows. He
was playing, of course, the Rico Nasty joint.
Yeah.
Earl always plays "Ragin" by Rico Nasty after his sets.
Really?
I don't know if it's just the DMV, but like.
And he plays doo-wop after his sets too.
Bro, the "You Don't See Me Glow."
Oh, I don't even pull.
And that was
on the south side.
That was and then I think doo-wop made a song called Earl Sweatshirt.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he does.
That was one of the first doo-wop songs I ever heard.
Yeah.
Oh, another rap album that I've been listening to lately is The Legend of ABM by the Angry Black Men. You've heard of the Angry Black Men?
I think so.
They're on JPEG Mafia's, or they're on Death Bomb.
Yeah.
With JPEG Mafia and some other like abrasive acts.
Is JPEG Mafia in like a special record label?
There's multiple like levels to the deals and who he releases with and promotes with, but I still think he's part of the Death Bomb family.
Okay. What do you associate that with?
The Death Bomb family. Shoot. It's Angry Black Men, Peggy, and I think like one other abrasive hip hop artist that you probably know that I can't remember right now. But they're super dope. It's just very loud, kind of LP like production.
Yo, why wasn't JPEG Mafia on that Kanye? No, he was on none of the Kanye stuff that came out.
Oh yeah, I don't even know what their link
I'm very
up was
interested in
for.
what they did.
Yeah, I feel like
they had to have been in the studio, bro.
Yeah, like what else would they be doing? Because all they were doing was Twitter beefing after.
Who? JPEG Mafia?
Yeah,
and Kanye?
like I remember.
No, they weren't beefing. They were just like
not beefing, but they linked up,
defending themselves for linking up.
Yeah, and Peggy was like, "I don't need to prove myself to any of you Twitter kids."
Yeah, he was like, "I don't care what Kanye did," and everyone was like, "You've built up your following, like being political."
Yeah, I don't care who I am. If I have the opportunity to meet Kanye in any context, I'm doing it.
Oh yeah, no, I get why he did it. The part that is like kind of whack is him burying his head in the sand as far as the anti-Semitism stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot.
Yeah,
and it's against his values as a leftist, as like what he's built his image on.
Yeah.
So
Kanye's a leftist?
No, I'm talking about Peggy.
Yeah, Peggy.
I was about to say
Kanye. No, you cannot say what Kanye's politics are because he doesn't know what his politics.
Kanye's politics are just whatever.
His politics are Kanye.
Whatever
Those are his
gets him in
politics.
the media.
Yeah, like I wonder what he's gonna be running for. Isn't he gonna run for president?
I swear.
He's always been like vaguely progressive, and so like he'll be conscious when it comes to African American issues and the school to prison pipeline and the criminal justice system, and then he'll also be vehemently anti-abortion, and he's very Christian now. So
yeah.
I don't think he's like said slurs or anything in public, but his Christian conservatism has bled very much so into his politics.
Yeah.
And then also bringing up Marilyn Manson into Baby at the Donda
Oh
stuff.
my God, that was absurd.
That was an absurd cosign. It's messed up, man. Not to be like a soy boy or whatever. It's just like
it's extremely problematic.
Like people will defend that, and I'm just thinking to myself, what are you doing?
See, with the baby one, I'm like, okay, that's Kanye just trying to be not trying to be controversial, but it's just Kanye being Kanye.
He's trying to create.
Like put the baby on there. I'm not gonna be tripping about that, but
Marilyn Manson, that's
at least cool down a little bit, knowing like what's
all the accusations.
You know what I'm saying?
Many.
He brought him up because of the accusations. Like he knew what was gonna happen.
He manages to disrespect so many groups of people like simultaneously.
It's wild.
All right, y'all. I appreciate the conversation. Thank you to anyone who is tuning in. This has been Low Radio, episode 2. I appreciate both of y'all for coming on, especially.
Thanks for letting us yap. Thanks for letting me yap about music.
Thank you for co-hosting, bro.
Of course. Thank you for letting me do a set.
Yeah, and thank you for being a guest.
Oh, yeah. baby.